International Maritime Seminar for Judges held in Abuja recently may be over, but issues examined at that biennial event will linger in the minds of participants for a long time to come. Last week, we brought you highlights from the seminar with a charge to lawyers to embrace regular training and technology to be consistent with emerging trends in the legal profession. This week on the program, we shall focus on other issues examined by participants at the technical sessions. The program you are watching is The Shipper, and it comes to you on this station courtesy of Nigerian Shippers Council, the nation's port economic regulator. I'll be back shortly.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily lane. Papa, email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
For you, we dey gidigba,
Nigerian Shippers Council with a meeting now for the port of Nani.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us on The Shipper. My name is Abike Ido. For 3 days, legal practitioners and stakeholders in Nigeria's maritime industry met in Abuja to examine critical issues affecting smooth operations in that sector. This was with a view to evolving ideas to reposition the maritime industry for efficiency.
We have put together an array of experts in maritime law across the world that are here. You will see the quality of work that will come out, and all of us will be educated on new trends in the maritime sector as far as law and regulations are concerned.
Additional Abiodun covered the various paper presentations by participants at the technical sessions of the International Maritime Seminar for Judges held in Abuja. The 17th International Maritime Seminar for Judges, organized by Nigerian Shippers Council under the auspices of the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, in collaboration with the National Judicial Institute, started in 1995. It was organized for justices of the Supreme and Appeal Courts, as well as judges of the Federal High Courts from within and other African countries. The focus of the seminar was to sensitize and enhance knowledge of judicial officers on the adjudication of maritime admiralty cases through proper application of the law. A maritime lawyer, Dr. Emeka Akabogu, set the tone for discussion at the first technical session. He spoke extensively on the topic, legal issues in Nigerian seaport trade facilitation.
Essentially, transparency, simplification, and technology. These are the 3 measures of trade facilitation, which you'll see in the earlier articles 1 to about Article 10 of the TFA. Everybody knows what to expect, things move quickly, and there is no opportunity for illicit demands to be made. And that is why one of the key demands of the Trade Facilitation Agreement relates to publication and availability of information. From my point of view, I see the requirements of the Trade Facilitation Agreement to be one of these requirements that involve little expenditure, but significant outputs and outcomes.
Executive Director CFAX Group, Captain Ibrahim Olugbade, spoke on trade facilitation from the terminal operator's perspectives, while former Executive Secretary Nigerian Shippers Council, Hassan Bello, presented a paper on the importance of trade facilitation and what needs to be done to actualize it.
Trade facilitation means transparency, simplification, harmonization, and standardization. Over the years, the development of seaports has become a major backbone of economic development. It has been responsible for the maximization of the benefits of world trade.
Judges are not only to look at what is before them, they are also to look at, especially now, the economic trends going on everywhere. So it's not like positivist or Austin or Roscoe Pound or social engineering. It is more like now economic engineering. Dr. Notbottom said, when transport systems are efficient, it provides economic and social opportunities that result in positive multiplier effects. But when transport systems are deficient, it can have economic cost. Bereft of technology, okay, no technology, one can sit in his house and clear all the cargo without going to the port. That's what a new port is. That is what is called the port now. We have the new Lekki port. Extremely happy, very, very good. But what is the access to the port? There is no rail. I mean, how can you continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again?
Participants also examined the topic, Shipping in the Age of Innovation and Climate Change, the role of artificial intelligence. Lead speaker was Mrs. Dusty Lee of Maritime Studies, University of KwaZulu, South Africa.
The impact of artificial intelligence will be more profound than the discovery of fire by our forebears. Powerful and uncontrollable. Like fire, AI is capable of bringing both light and devastation, depending on how it is harnessed. Understanding this balance is crucial for effectively navigating the complex regulatory challenges around privacy, data protection, discrimination, transparency, job security. The potential positive impact of fostering AI innovation in Africa are enormous. It is why the Nigerian government is now working actively on developing your own artificial intelligence strategy, a commendable and exciting step.
Professor Mohammed Amadu from Rehan University, Kebbi State, spoke on the topic, legal implications of emerging technologies and automation, and he called on judges and legal practitioners to embrace technology.
This is where the bench and the bar ought to be very interested. What are the legal standards? No technology can work in the world without legal certification. No technology. You can start it, it can be an industry practice, but to give it validation before courts of law for evidentiary purposes, for admissibility, you need to legally validate that technology. And this automation is a solution provider so that you can look at it from different perspectives.
The Managing Director, LNNG Shipping and Maritime Services, Abdul Kadir Ahmed, described shipping as one of the vital and complex sectors of global economy, transporting about 90% of world trade, employing millions of people. According to him, despite the importance of shipping, it faces significant changes in terms of environmental impact, safety, efficiency, and effectiveness.
These issues that we're seeing today are not just issues of the future, but they are issues that affect us today. When we look at AI, and I'm not going to go into the definition of what it is and what it does, from our perspective, it's essentially how it helps us and simplify the way we take decisions. Hitherto, vessels are all over. You get the noon report every afternoon, and then you assess information on hindsight, and then try to take corrective measures going forward. Today, what AI has done is that ability for us to see real-time information ashore, so that we can take corrective actions and advise the vessel accordingly.
Honorable Justice Bayero Mohammed from the Federal Court of Appeal spoke on Admiralty Procedure 2023 and matters arising, an appellate perspective of Admiralty jurisdiction in Nigeria, while Justice Olayinka Faji from the Federal High Court spoke on Admiralty jurisdiction as it relates to the Federal High Court.
It bears relevance to treat such cases with much caution, given that the decisions of the appellate courts stand as precedents that lower courts should follow. This is also because a decision by either court may define whether or not a claim has become statute barred, because Section 18, subsection 1b of the AJA provides that maritime claims, barring any other law, shall be brought before the Federal High Court within 3 years, while claims for simple contracts have the statutory period of 6 years from the date the cause of action arose.
Where a ship or property is under arrest, he shall prepare and file in the court that issued the warrant a monthly report stating the location, security status, and condition of the arrested ship or other property, and immediately deliver a copy of the monthly report to the parties to the suit, or as the court may order. This ensures that everybody in the case is aware of where the rest is. So if there's any problem as regards the safety or the condition of the rest, everybody can come together and work on that. The arrestor is expected to make deposits for the maintenance of the vessel under arrest. Now, where he fails to continue to meet the expenses of the Admiralty Marshal, the Admiralty Marshal may seek the directives of the court. And part of the directives may be if for more than a period of 60 days, the ship owner has failed to provide security for the release of the vessel, then the court may order that the ship or property be sold to Admiralty Marshal. And the application can be either on the application of the arrestor, that is the plaintiff, or any other interested party. And the proceeds of sale shall be paid into an interest-yielding fixed deposit account.
Discussants extensively examined maritime law in 2024, taking into consideration dichotomy between Carriage of Goods by Seas Act 2024, International Best Practices in Cargo Claims, Hague and Hamburg Rules, among others. The discussants include Professor Adewale Olawoyin, a legal practitioner, Honorable Justice Ijoma Ojukwu, and Kashimana Tsumba, a legal luminary.
I start with a question. I said, really, is Nigeria a contracting state party to the Hague Rules, which essentially was the International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules related to the Bills of Lading in 1924? And my answer is no. Nigeria wasn't a party to that convention. The original signatory to the convention was His Majesty the King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland and of the British Dominion beyond the seas. That's the person that signed the convention in 1924, and compliance with Article 15 of the Hague Rules or Article 31 of the Hamburg Rules begins to wear thin. Because if you are not a contracting state party, then what are you denouncing? There's nothing to denounce.
There is a dichotomy between the two laws. In making my research, I had to read some articles online by some key industry players, Professor Ilogu, Dr. Akabogu, Mike Ibokwe SAN. And I also had to rub minds with some of my learned brothers. In the course of our discussion, I wanted to know their position between the Hague Rules and the Hamburg Rules. Some of them lean towards the Hague Rules, some lean towards the Hamburg Rules. Some were like in the middle. They said whenever it comes before them, when they hear the arguments, then they will not take a position. Now, the lead speaker had talked about the Hague Rules, the history of the Hague Rules, and the history of the Hamburg Rules. Incidentally, the Hamburg Rules was domesticated by virtue of Section 12 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the United Nations Convention on Carriage of Goods by Sea Enforcement Act of 2005, while the Hague Rules was adopted as part of the British law that were operational as at 1st of October 1960.
We can see that 98% of the items in this room were actually bought in by ship. International trade, taxation, customs, buying and selling, supply chain, they are all achieved by maritime law and carriage of goods by sea.
It was also resolved that there is an urgent need to review existing framework to properly position Nigerian Shippers Council as regulator of shipping and maritime sector in the emerging blue economy of the nation. The International Maritime Seminar for Judges, in collaboration with the National Judicial Institute, with support from the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, is no doubt a bold and commendable initiative to repositioning the nation's maritime industry. It's been a success story since it started about 3 decades ago, with positive impacts on the maritime sector. Let's now shift our focus to the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. In this report, we bring you latest news and developments straight from the ministry. Following the successful implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement (AfTA) under the Guided Trade Initiative (GTI) by the federal government, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, stated that the ministry is at a threshold of unlocking Nigerian blue economy potentials. The minister said this in his remarks at Nigeria's inaugural shipment under the Guided Trade Initiative Framework ribbon cutting ceremony held in Lagos recently.
To support the successful implementation of AfTA, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy has taken bold and decisive steps to significantly enhance the efficiency and competencies of Nigerian ports. The licensing of export processing terminals, EPTS, will greatly increase the export of Nigerian commodities and will simplify the shipment of goods under the GTI AfTA. Our pursuit of the establishment of more inland dry ports is another initiative to bring shipping closer to the people and facilitate trade.
The minister observed that by promoting inter-African trade through the removal of national barriers, doors of opportunities were opened to business to reach continental markets, thus fostering industrialization, job creation, and economic growth.
In Africa, as with the rest of the world, the importance of seaports to trade and therefore to the continent's economic performance cannot be overstated. With around 90% of African trade, including imports and exports, conducted through seaports, maritime transportation plays a vital role in facilitating trade in most African countries due to the continent's high dependence on export of raw materials and import of food, manufactured goods, and fuel. This underscores the need for investment in port infrastructure and improvements in our institutional capacities for management and administration. This is the rationale for the current thrust of the ministry and its agencies' drive on port modernization. Investment in physical facilities must be complemented with process and process system improvement. We have demonstrated our commitment to repositioning the port ecosystem for greater efficiency via various government initiatives and interventions. These interventions are yielding positive results.
Adegboyega said the ministry will continue to pursue the boundaries of innovation and excellence, driven by unwavering commitment to progress and unrelenting passion for shaping the brighter future of the maritime and blue economy sector through various initiatives. And that's all from the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy for now. We will keep you posted with more updates in our upcoming episodes. It's time to catch up on local news from the Nigerian Shippers Council in our Titbit segment. Don't go anywhere. The Nigerian Shippers Council has launched a new email and telephone system to streamline operations and reduce paper usage. Executive Secretary and CEO of the Council, Barrister Akuta Pius, highlighted the importance of the new communication tools in enhancing internal processes. He was represented by the Director of Human Resources, Mrs. Ada Okam.
For the long password, it is for our safety. Those very short ones are very easy to clone. And we won't put it behind us that we don't have smart people now. They can clone a lot. They know the things that come in handy for people, and they go via that. So, dear colleagues, I want to use this opportunity to ask us that while we are going into this, our digitalization, automation, please be very, very, very careful. Don't be quick to do anything. Be sure. You can even, from your call, verify that that email is true and is genuine and is authentic.
Assistant Director of ICT, Mr. Kenneth Harrison, emphasized the integration of the new email system with the upcoming Enterprise Content Management System, ECMS, and encouraged staff to utilize official email accounts for secure internal communication. Mr. Usman Mawuya, retiring after joining the council in 1998 as a motor driver mechanic and rising to chief motor mechanic, was celebrated in Lagos. Executive Secretary Barrister Akuta Pius, represented by the Deputy Director General Services, Mr. Bestu Philemon, praised Mr. Usman's dedication, Colleagues acknowledged his work ethic and humor, culminating in a heartfelt send-off with presentations and a special award. Let's now check our complaints register for the week. We received 3 complaints and they are all ongoing investigations. They include demurrage waiver, storage charges, and shipping charges. Now, let's sail beyond our borders and explore the latest international maritime news. In the first half of 2024, the Port of Los Angeles reported a substantial increase in container volumes, handling 4.73 million TEU, up 14% compared to the same period last year. Despite this, Executive Director Jean Seroka expressed optimism, highlighting June as a standout month and emphasized the port's steady operational efficiency. The Port of Barcelona inaugurated its first onshore power supply system, providing renewable electricity to ships at berth. This pilot phase, part of the €200 million Nexigen plan, aims to cut CO2 emissions by 2,500 tons annually. President Luis Salvador highlighted this as a crucial step in the port's decarbonization efforts, while Clemens Scheng of Hutchison Ports Holdings Europe underscored their commitment to achieving emissions neutrality by 2040 at the BESS terminal. And that's it on Tidbits for this week.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
Thank you for joining us on The Shipper. Before we sign off, we want to share a heads up for stakeholders. The Council is gearing up for a paperless initiative set to streamline operations and enhance convenience. Don't miss our next episode for further maritime insights. Until then, may your anchors be firm and your compass true. Goodbye.